Hello everyone, welcome to another video. It is Francesco here. I hope everyone's doing really well. This morning I'm a little bit nasal because the pollen I think has been a little bit bad. Although it's weirdly a rainy day, which I don't know what's happening to me. Today's video, what we're going to be doing is discussing TickTick. Now I know a lot of you guys are users of TickTick and have been interested in the experience since I did my freemium review. Now, of course, TickTick is one of the leading to-do list applications out there. It's brilliant because it has a level of customization and functionality like the likes of Todoist and Things3 and other to-do list services like that. And the real benefit to it is that it's in a good price range and it still allows you to connect with others in terms of creating to-do lists. So I'm going to share some of the features and functions that you might enjoy. I think you'll enjoy this feature because we go into more detail on the premium specific features that the TickTick experience allows you to do. Now, just before we get started, if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe. It's free and we put out regular videos. I'm trying to put out like a daily video, although I will be on holiday for the next 2 weeks, so there will be less of them. However, daily videos are more likely in the future just because I have more capacity to do it and I feel like I can bank a lot of good content that you guys can enjoy. So let's get stuck in with the feature today. So as you can see, I'm here on TickTick Pro. So the team set me up with the premium account, which was very nice of them. You can find it in the settings. You're a pro user. And as you can imagine, you get a host of features as a pro user. I'm going to specifically talk about some of the calendar functions inside this today, some of the ones that have released, some of the smart list functions, and also more of the granular details in terms of like activity log attachments and some of the themes, etc. like that. Now, of course, with TickTick and all of these other experiences, you have to counter in the cost. So just being clear on the cost, the annual fee is $27.99. Which is only about $2.40 a month if you get the annual one, and that's a little bit of a discount. The monthly plan, which is an option, is $2.79 per month, which again is very reasonable. If you compare that against the likes of Todoist's one, Todoist have a £27.99 one, which I think is round about the same price as the annual one, but they don't have a freemium experience. No, sorry, they do have a freemium experience. They don't have a monthly plan like TickTick does. So there's a benefit to having a monthly plan on TickTick, I guess, if you're looking to just trial out something and you just want to kind of tick along. So let's jump straight in. I've added a few dummy tasks here. As you can see, this is the all view. So it's something that we spoke about in the freemium videos up here. You can go and watch it. And as you can see, it's very simple. What you can do here is obviously add the subtasks. So these are all subtasks now. Obviously with subtasks now, you can, say for example, we say edit Go Skills features as one of the tasks. With the subtasks now, you can actually add a reminder to it. So you're being very specific and granular with your subtasks now, which is quite useful. Let's say I set that for tomorrow, and as you can see, you can now set subtasks with reminders. So in terms of task input, you can also go down to the bottom and you can upload attachments. Now you're on actually a limit. I think it was 9 per day on the freemium, but now you also can upload up to 99 attachments per day, which is a good and reasonable amount. You've also got task activities, so you can actually see the time log of what has happened. I like this timeline view, it's quite nice. It's like being able to see the progress of the task. And if you're working with others, you can see all of that progress at any given time. Now, moving down to the sort of Pierre de la Resistance, the calendar function. And this is what a lot of people rave about in the TickTick experience. It is blocked in Pro, is blocked in Freemium. So if you want to go and get it, you have to get Pro, which is impressive. So, that's one of the benefits to having one of these. So the cool thing is you can obviously click on the calendar and start adding a task. And obviously that will correlate directly to your today function. And it can connect up with other services. But let's just add one here. So for example, I want to go to today. So as you can see, the tasks that have no specific time associated to them go in the all day function. But let's say I wanted to add here and create TickTick review. From here, I can modify the actual date if I want to. However, there's not really much need to. I can also change the priority level to, and also which folder I want it to go into. At the moment, I've only got inbox and a list function, a folder within a folder. So I'm going to click it into the likes of inbox. If I press enter, you can go back into that and actually complete that. You can actually add subtasks from here, which is pretty impressive. So all from calendar view, and also do your regular stuff too. So this level of detail is actually really handy, especially if you just want to stick inside of this view. Now I like the week view, it seems pretty comprehensive. You can go up to the top here and actually see specifics, so you can filter down to only tasks that appear in inbox and the other folders that you do have, which is pretty granular. And also up here you've got the ability to show only the repeated ones. You can also subscribe to calendar, which I'll explain in a minute, and arrange tasks. So you can actually move stuff about, which is pretty cool. So if you want to do, like for example, let's say you've got a lot of tasks in a list down here of like plan for next week, you could quickly drag them onto your week ahead, which is pretty cool. The thing that I think I like most about this is it's separate from another experience like Google Calendar. I'd probably like to use Google Calendar as like my events and activities, whereas this would be more like visualizing chronologically my tasks for the day. So actually having this is quite an interesting feature, and I like the arrange task feature. You can also print it if you do wish so. You've also got that month view as well, which makes tasks appear in a more holistical view, and you can obviously click in and still modify them as much as you like. So the level of detail is very good, and you can skip ahead on monthly as well and weekly, which is pretty easy to do. So moving on to the subscribe calendar, you can naturally subscribe to the calendar. You just have to add an account, which means that it will link up with another service, and you can even import other third-party calendars into TickTick. So for example, Google Calendar and things like that. I wouldn't necessarily want a two-way integration like Todoist. I like the option not to have to that. And I believe this URL, ability to add by URL, doesn't affect that, which I would quite like, because I would like to plot things out by calendar, but not necessarily have my calendar dictate, or actually the other way, to have my tasks dictate my other calendar, because it will sort of get messy. So as you can see here, you can subscribe TickTick in your calendar, so you can do it both ways. You can add TickTick into your calendar. So all you have to do is enable URL for, you can be specific in lists, or you can be actually granular to the list per all lists, or just per list, which is pretty cool. Which means that you just simply have to put the URL into Google Calendar or Outlook or another calendar like Apple Cal, and it will start importing those and do that in real time. So the actual subscription to calendar is a little more interactive. I do like the view as well. There is an option inside of the settings, so just go to settings, go down to labs, and click the mini calendar function. So for example, if I'm back on here, you can now see here, when I go back to the home page, that a little calendar will appear in the left hand corner, which means this is the mini calendar. It's basically the view. It's obviously a lab feature at the moment, but it's a way for you to see all of the tasks ahead, and you can skip ahead and be like, okay, what tasks have I got to do on this day? So it's actually a very smart little function that I think someone like Todoist will bring to the table very soon. Again, it looks great and works pretty reasonably. I like this. So if I click on today, obviously once I've correlated that to my calendar, I can now see the timing there, which I really like. I think that's something that they have really nailed. So if I go over to custom as well, obviously the new thing that you have is a smart list. Now a smart list is pretty easy to set up, and you can name it. So for example, if I wanted to name this movies only, all you would do is you can correlate it to list. You can correlate it to list, however many lists you like. Tags, I want to attach it to the movies tag, and dates. So I want it only for no overdue dates. And I can also assign it to a priority level. If I click save, this becomes a smart list. And once I click onto this, I can see all of those lists. Maybe I used a hashtag across a couple of certain lists, and that's where it has appeared. I can do this as well in the same way that I could do this for Todoist. So as an example, there's next 7 days important. This is a recipe. So if I click edit, you can see here, I've named it in the advanced section. I've had a next 7 days, logic of the date, next 7 days. You can actually modify this down to however many you like. if I go back, you can actually modify it down to however many you like and actually have a custom date. So for example, plus 7 days later, which is quite good, and okay it. And once you've done that, you can have and or high in terms of priority level, a logic of priority, and all the other details there. And also more, you can also have a logic of lists and tags as well. And there's also some examples here when you go into that link. So it's actually very comprehensive. So for example, if I click on next 7 days here, you'll see a couple of tasks there. Only one of those is red. If I click on next 7 days important, you can see that it brings it up effectively. So having that is a good experience in the Pro version. So going up to settings, once you hit settings, obviously you've got themes. Now you can have the grey, black and default, which is fine. However, in the Pro version, you've also got the ability to jump onto a city. So I'm going to go to Seoul, which I think is in Korea, right? Not North Korea, South Korea. And as you can see, it's sort of customizes it. I quite like this view. It's quite nice. It leaves a bit of open space here, but looks very similar to the likes of Wunderlist and Microsoft To Do when you do this. Just explaining the search functions up here. So if I were to search something like movies, as you can see, all of these guys appear. And now I have the ability to modify the dates, the lists, and also the status of the task. So I can go really deep with my search results. Up here, if I press the notification area, you can get notifications through here. That was for both experiences. One of the things you can do is obviously modify all of the information when it comes to general information, so preferences about what your start times are, etc. And obviously email tasks into the likes of To-Do TickTick Mail. And you can also import your to-dos via TickTick Mail. So it's actually very comprehensive as a way to quickly add things to your account. Just one final note as well, you've got Siri integration for the Pro account, and also there are some more granular features that the Pro account has that makes the experience a little more interactive. I noticed the Pro account does obviously add a host of more features naturally. Now I want to explain a few things about the Pro account. Naturally explain the pricing. Obviously it's available on a few devices, which is good, a strong amount of devices, the likes of your Mac, PC, iPhone and Android phone. The sort of different thing I would say is, so for example, here we are on the sort of breakdown. On the free account, what I didn't explain is you actually have a list, you can only make up to 9 lists. On the Pro account, it's unlimited. 99 tasks per list is the task count on the free account and the limited. And then subtask count is 19 per task. Unlimited on the Pro. Now, I don't think this really affects the freemium experience. Like, unless you're doing some crazy list building, I doubt you'll ever make it past 19 per task. So the freemium is really reasonable. Obviously, when you've got members, you can add up to 19 members. You can only have 1 per list. You have 19 per list on the Pro. Reminder account, you can have 5 per task. So that's pretty comprehensive. And upload, it's not 9 per day, it's 1 per day. So that's obviously a benefit to moving up to Pro. You can 99 per day. Calendar subs, you've also got calendar duration, which is you can choose both start and do time to the task. Custom smart list, description for checklist, reminder for subtasks, Siri integration, quick boot Android, list task activities, advanced search, and mini cow and more themes. So the functionality itself inside of TickTick web and also the mobile versions seems to be pretty comprehensive. Now I'll be doing a full review of iOS for TickTick, but as you can see here, the premium does come into value and I think it's well priced for what it is. Now it does obviously challenge the likes of Todoist with its calendar function. I'll probably be doing a full review of how Todoist and TickTick really challenge each other. However, for the start sort of stuff, I think it actually does a pretty good job at clashing with it. Now the calendar function is probably the standout feature. So if you're someone that organizes quite visually, like you're a Trello user or you've experienced something like that, I think there'll be value in you moving to a service like this, especially because if you don't want your Google Calendar to be disturbed, but you still want that sort of chronological functioning inside of a calendar view, then this might be for you. Anyway guys, I really enjoyed checking out TickTick Pro, so thanks for the team just setting me up an account, much appreciated. Now, naturally, if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button, because at the moment I'm trying to push this YouTube channel as much as possible. So feel free to hit that like button, because there'll be more information in the description if you want to find out. And, you know, on the way down, you can hit it if you enjoyed it. Of course, if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe and join the e-newsletter, the weekly e-newsletter on productivity apps if you haven't, because that will be a nice addition to your experience here. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you all. I'm looking forward to interacting more in the comments while I'm on holiday, getting to understand all of the questions that you have. I'm going to be doing a more question-based series soon, so feel free to follow and make sure that you're checking along with that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys soon. Make sure to have a great day, keep productive, and I'll see you guys very soon. Cheers.